it was a complete shock. I think before they ever said you have diabetes, I didn't know what it was.
The most difficult thing for us is Brandon didn't fit the criteria for diabetes, none of it. And so we do have a deep family history of having diabetes, but we thought we'd escape that because he had gotten to be an adult. And so then he showed up and we went to the doctor and they said that he had diabetes. So then at that point it becomes about, as a mom, there's that panic of, oh my gosh, this is so scary. And as a kid, it's like, I am not matching any of this stuff up on the walls, and so this really can't apply to me. And so there's a disconnect in a sense of importance. And, kids often feel like they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And so then you get into compliance arguments, and then mom becomes the nag. And so for moms out there that are really struggling and going through that process, I would say just try to find someone who's a third party intermediate who can, like Dr. Malley, who can give information without being perceived as the nag or the one who's just trying to make my life crazy, and then that gets, all that emotional drama gets added onto the message that you're trying to give, and it dilutes the message.
I was doing what I could. I was, trying to not eat sweets or very little. I was trying to exercise. I was trying to do everything I could to maintain diabetes. But I wasn't doing a good enough job because my numbers showed it. So I think the great thing for me about Dr. Malley is that once it started to affect my eyes, then it was like, okay, that's it. Got to do it now.
The other great tip is emeals, emeals.com. And what they do is they do a menu a week for families that have diabetes. Now, anybody who has dietary restrictions, they also have a Mediterranean diet, they have a simple gourmet diet, but for us it was the diabetic diet. And so then it comes complete with a weekly menu, just shows up in your email box, and it really has the menu, the plan, and a shopping list. And so it's not expensive, not hugely expensive. I think overall for the year it comes to about $5 a month. That's what I figured out. And it saves you from having to put that plan together and figure out what your diabetic person in your family can eat and what they can't. And so then you just prepare meals that are great. Nobody knows they're diabetic, and yet you're able to kind of sneak that in. It's like making brownies but adding spinach to them. So that's a great tip I'd share.